Welcome into this week's edition of the Co-Lin Coaches Show. First up is our men's and women's soccer action, and joining me is head coach Tom Cosgrave. Coach, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me, as always.
And Coach, a week where your results were a little up and down, a little mixed for both teams. We'll start with the women. You went one loss, one tie this week. First game was the tie against Meridian 2-2. Your thoughts overall on that game? And I think this one would be highlighted by the resiliency of the team.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good battle with the girls. It still put us in a good position going into playoffs, into the final game tomorrow. So, we were happy with how the girls have battled, and hopefully we can just get the job done and get the reward that we want and get into the playoffs after tomorrow night.
So you look at the box score from the Meridian game. You give up that goal early in the 10th minute, and you're not really panicking at that point. You're thinking, shouldn't have given that one up. Probably should still be nothing. But then 1 minute later, you get a little bit of a mental mistake there from the Meridian goalkeeper. She picked up the ball when she wasn't supposed to. Led to an indirect free kick where Shiv kicked it to Emmy, and then Emmy somehow got it past. I've told people I don't know how that ball got past 9 people in that goal or 10 people in that goal. I think they had everybody but one person. But it got past all of them, and it's tied 1-1. Your thoughts on that goal and how good it was to see Emmy finally get in the scorebook on that one?
Yeah, it was a great response. Obviously, going 1-0 down is not what you want, especially away from home against a good Meridian side. So it was a good reaction, good response to go down 5 minutes later and get an equaliser. Obviously, they helped us out a little bit with that free kick, but Emmy all year has been dangerous on free kicks, and I think with it being indirect, it made it a little bit easier for her, and I was confident whenever the free kick was there that Shiv and Emmy were going to get the job done and get the goal.
So then you play solid defense throughout most of the rest of the first half, and unfortunately, what's been called an own goal, it was really just a weird kind of circumstance. I know the ball got under Liv in the goal and those kind of things, but Meridian takes a 2-1 lead on that shot. What's the message to the girls despite that not going your way and you're down 2-1 at halftime at that point?
Yeah, we just kept saying to them there's going to be opportunities. We've just got to be ready for it. We have to be a little bit more clinical with our chances going forward. And we just kept telling the forwards, just be ready. Whenever that one opportunity comes our way, somebody's got to step up and get the goal for us. So it was making sure that they were ready in the right time, and it was nice to get the equaliser.
So then you get that equalizer in the 60th minute. Emmy Cook, again, on a free kick, ripped a ball that went off the post and then finally got back out to her at the top of the box, and then she ripped it again and was able to get that one past the goalie. Got some great pictures from that shot as well, too. But your thoughts on that one and, just the patience she showed. She really just kind of waited for it to come to her, and when it did, she took her shot.
Yeah, we've been trying to put her in the right positions this year so we can get her in goal-scoring opportunities because, like I said before, with her strike, she's a threat wherever she is on the field. And so I think playing her a little bit higher up has helped her out with a little bit more confidence and a little bit more opportunities for her when it comes her way. But I thought she showed great composure to bring it back onto her right foot, and it was a great strike and a good finish.
So then you went on the road to Northwest, played the number 1 team in the nation, the Lady Rangers. You dropped this one 6-0, but talking to you before we started this, it seems like another one of those where not necessarily maybe disappointed in the performance, a little bit disappointed in the result because you said 6 mistakes led to all 6 goals. But your thoughts on this match as a whole?
Yeah, it's just always difficult going up there anyway with the drive. And then when you play a team like that, there's a reason why they're number 1 in the country, and they just punished our mistakes. I didn't think we played terribly bad. I thought we played really well for 86, 87 minutes, but every time we made a mistake, they punished us, and it was just that's the difference maker with it. I told the girls that's the difference maker in the good teams and the great teams. They find ways to score off your mistakes, and they did it to us, and we unfortunately didn't do it to them.
3 goals in each half. That's how you get to that 6-0. But you do want to, give a little recognition to Olivia Conway. She faced 17 shots on goal, and she still saved 11 of them. So a solid week for her, despite allowing 8 goals. Still had a very high save percentage. But your thoughts on Liv and how she's progressed throughout the year?
Yeah, she's done really well. Obviously, she's been battling injuries all year, so it's been nice for her to kind of keep pushing and show that resilience throughout the season. Friday was really tough. The goal boxes that they had there was just a complete sandpit. So the goalkeepers for both teams were struggling. They couldn't move their feet. It was like they were sinking in there. So it was difficult for all the goalkeepers to try and push off and develop any power when they were saving. But she made some really good saves when we needed her, and it was just tough that she conceded 6. I think it was a little unfortunate that we conceded that many. I didn't think it was a 6-0 game, but like I said, that's just kind of part of it. When good teams, when you play good teams, they're going to punish you and they're going to score, and that's why I said they're number 1 in the country.
So you look at it, it all comes down to this final upcoming game, your regular season finale, this Tuesday on the road against Southwest. if we needed to set the stage anymore, I don't think we really have to. It's the rivalry game, it's the derby game, it's everything that you look forward to, and it matters for playoffs as well too. I know you've said the girls win and they're in, unless some other things happen that are out of our control. But your thoughts on the Lady Bears in this matchup as it being the regular season finale?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. You know, whenever you play these big games, there's always two ways you can go. You can either feel nervous and anxious about it, or you can be excited. I'm really excited. I'm feeling a little confident as well. I think the girls are up for it and they know what's at stake. Southwest are definitely going to put up a fight, even though their season's over for postseason stuff. So they're going to make it difficult. We've just got to make sure we turn up and take care of business, get the job done, and then hopefully once we get into playoffs, I've been telling the girls this all year, once you get into playoffs, it's anybody's game.
So now we'll flip it and go to the guys' results. You lose one and you win one. You lose to Meridian 2-0 in a game where it just felt like you just couldn't find the back of the net. Had a lot of opportunities, had chances, you just couldn't put two behind, or even one to even try to equalize at one point. Your thoughts overall on that match and kind of, I don't know if you want to say disappointed in that performance. Definitely disappointed in the result, but your thoughts overall on that one?
Yeah, I thought it was a really even match. Considering the scoreline, I thought 2-0 was very flattering for them. I thought we were in the game for the large portion of it. I know they had a lot of possession, but I think our chances were a little bit better than theirs. But we just switched off, and I think that's been the story of our season. We've been giving away too many cheap goals, and we gave them an easy penalty kick to get that first one, and then the second one was another goalkeeping mistake. So it is difficult whenever we're hanging in there. We've just got to do a better job of making sure we stop making these mistakes and giving teams easy goals and easy opportunities to go up on us.
So you look at the box score from that one. You mentioned both goals in the 55th and 80th minutes, but Wolves had five shots on goal. All five of them came from five guys that you want them to take. One from Fran, a couple from Johan, and a couple from Alvaro De La Torre. So those are the three guys that if anybody's going to take shots on goal, those are the three that you want. And like I said, unfortunately, just couldn't find the back of the net for many of them.
Yeah, after they scored their first goal, 1-0, we ended up going a little bit more attacking. We caused them a lot of problems at that point. The momentum started to shift and we got the pressure on them for the next 10-15 minutes, and I thought the goal was going to come. I thought it was going to finish 1-1, and then, unfortunately, I said this to Brennan as a goalkeeper, whenever you make a mistake, it's highlighted a lot more than it is whenever a defender or a midfielder makes a mistake. So it was just unfortunate, the timing of it, because we had the momentum at that point and I thought we were going to get the equaliser, but that's part of it. It's part of the game.
So then you go up Friday, you beat the Rangers 3-1. You gave up a late goal in the last minute of that one. Really was 3-0 minus that late goal. But your thoughts on this one? And it was really nice to see the guys rebound from a couple of performances that again haven't been what you wanted them to be, but were able to get a win in this one.
Yeah, I thought we played really well, especially going forward in the attacking side. We created a lot of problems for their team, and I think on a different day for some of our players, it could have been 6 or 7. We had a few opportunities, easy ones that we missed, but it was nice to see how many chances we created, and it was nice for us to get a good, comfortable win. They didn't really trouble us too much, and I think we've done a good job of defensively standing up until the last 5-10 minutes.
So you look at that score line, Johan Bedoya, Francisco Mikel score you 2 goals in the first half. You're up 2-0 at that point. Johan with a goal in the second makes it 3-0. And as I mentioned, that goal in the final minute for Northwest, that's where you get the 3-1 line. You saw Jamie Duran come back in this one, was able to save 5 out of the 6 shots he faced on goal. I know Jimmy's been dealing with a little bit of a nagging injury, but it had to be nice to see him come back and help you get a result in this one.
Yeah, we give him a little bit of a rest last week with a couple of days off just to try and make sure that injury can heal a little bit. He said he was feeling better Friday, so it was good to get him back in, and just a bit of confidence with the ball at his feet just helped us out, especially in possession, so it was nice to have him back in the goal.
So you look ahead to this upcoming Tuesday. Again, you'll go play the Bears. This is one that's always highly contested, very athletic. 2 athletic teams are going to face off against each other. We know with the guys, we just got to get a result. A win or a tie, and you're in. Some other things, again, outside of our control could possibly change some playoff positions as well too. We don't really know where we're going yet. Have some ideas, but your thoughts overall on this matchup and what you're looking forward to facing off against Coach Mills and the Bears?
Yeah, I'm excited again. Like I said before, we want to make sure that when these opportunities come, that the boys are ready for it. And I think I don't even really need to motivate them too much. They've already been talking about it, so they're excited to go down there and play. It's going to be a tough task. They are a good side, so we've just got to make sure that we do the basics right. Don't give them any easy goals, and I think with our attacking threat going forward, we can cause them a lot of problems.
All right, lots of exciting things continuing to happen for Lady Wolves and Wolves soccer. Again, Lady Wolves go 0-1-1 this past week, losing to Northwest on Friday, tying Meridian last Tuesday. And then the guys go 1-1, beating Northwest on Friday, losing to Meridian on Tuesday. Both teams on the road for the regular season finale at Southwest with playoffs on the line. If both teams make it, we'll have playoff action for you this weekend, probably Friday and or Saturday with Coach Cosgrave coach. And both teams usually have to play 2 games on 2 different days. So follow all of our social media accounts. We'll let you know all those details as soon as we have them. We'll give you all the streaming details for tomorrow's game, Tuesday's games as well, too. Until then, stick with us through the break. Coming up, we're going to talk about football, and we'll talk with Coach Davis about how the Wolves did against the Warriors last week.
At Copiah Lincoln Community College, you'll find a family of instructors and staff who truly care about your success, and not to mention a really fun college experience, too. Co-Lin was recently ranked number 1 in the state for student success. So whether you need to start or finish your college degree, take classes on one of our 3 campuses or online, Co-Lin is the place to be.
Welcome back in. Thanks for sticking with us through the break. And joining me, as promised, is our head football coach, Glenn Davis. Coach, thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And, Coach, obviously a rough game this past Thursday. Wolves went over to Decatur, dropped a game against the Warriors 31-14, a game that was close in the first half, and the second half was dominated by East Central, unfortunately. But your thoughts on how the guys performed in the game as a whole?
Well, I mean, it's a game that meant a lot to both teams, and just the second half, they played a lot better than we played, and we just didn't get it done offensively or defensively throughout the game.
And we've talked in the other 3 losses this year. Kind of felt like penalties were the big deal. You had a couple of turnovers throughout some of those as well, too. But this one, it kind of felt like the 2 turnovers, the 2 interceptions that Will Loy threw really were maybe the big difference, especially in that first half. Especially the first drive, you get down there, you get a guy wide open, and Will, just didn't get his feet set and threw that interception. But, did it feel that way to you on the sideline as well, too? Those kind of really turned the tide?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been that way all year. We've had opportunities to score points, and we've just kind of shot ourselves in the foot. Penalties, like you said, penalties have kind of been a thorn in the side pretty much all year. And, we just, our maturity level hadn't come along as much as I hoped it would be. And at this point, and, paper-wise, we have, a really good football team on paper, and we just hadn't played to our capabilities, I don't think.
So you take a look. We take a look at the impact players every week. We'll start with both quarterbacks, because both of them got to play. Will Loy, as I mentioned, 6 of 13, 64 yards, 2 interceptions. Both of them kind of felt like at kind of critical junctures, and Pritchard came in as well too, 6 of 10 for 44 yards. Not numbers we're used to seeing out of the quarterbacks, especially here lately. We talked about the week before. Will Loy probably played his best game in a Wolves uniform, and I think you can make the argument that even he would probably agree this might be the worst game he's played in a Wolves uniform. But overall, there's growth there from both quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean we just got to be more consistent, and that was kind of one of the points that I made with them before the game is, consistency. You can't do something one week and do it something different the next week. We've got to have structure and consistency about how we play and how we do things, and we just hadn't done that. And
then you had DeAndre Jackson Jr., 8 rushes for 73 yards and a touchdown. And Trey Minor, 11 rushes, 24 yards. It really kind of felt like he, I don't want to say struggled, but it felt like every time he found a hole, it closed up really quickly, unfortunately. And then on the receiving end, Jordan Richardson was your leading receiver, 3 receptions, 43 yards. To Braxton Boone had 2 for 31. Trey Minor also had 3 for 17. So you distributed the ball to a lot of guys, but no one really had that huge game that you've had from a lot of the receivers throughout the rest of the year.
No, we've got to make plays, and there's got to be, quarterbacks are not going to make perfect throws. We've got to make catches when we're covered as receivers. We've got to make a miss in space, and we just hadn't done that, and we hadn't done it enough to beat good teams.
And I think one of the bright spots of the game was Humberto Rosales in the kicking game. Nailed both of his extra points. Looked really good on all 4 punts. Had one of those go inside the 20. Had a long of 40. And I thought he looked really good on the kickoffs as well too. Probably would have liked a couple of those get a little bit deeper, so those speedy returners couldn't get their hands on them. But I thought the kicking game was very solid for you.
Yeah, I thought our kickoff team was much improved. He did a much better job ball placement. Like I said, he punted the ball well and hit his extra points. And we got to get better in punt return. We haven't gotten much off our punt return team. We had a turnover there. Kickoff return we got points out of this time, so it's been fairly consistent. But we just got to be more consistent as a football team.
And then you look at the defense, a couple of names that we're used to saying a lot: Fernando Washington, Malachi Williams were your two leading tacklers, both with 8 tackles, both with 3 solo, 5 assists. Malachi also had a sack to his credit, while Fernando had a tackle for loss. Kenneth Andrews right behind them with 7. He led the team with 2 sacks and had 4 tackles for loss. So those 3 guys have kind of been guys that you've leaned on all year, along with Champ and the DJ Hill-Smith, who had 6 tonight. Doug Nelson and DeAndre Washington both had 5. So the guys that we're used to saying, and really I felt like the defense was up to the task. Unfortunately, I think they were just on the field a little bit too much.
Yeah, I mean, we just gave up too many big plays. I mean, you can't, we felt like we're supposed to be good in the secondary, and we're not making any plays on deep balls, and we missing tackles, not getting lined up. They ran the same play 4 plays in a row against us, and we couldn't get our check straight. And there's just stuff that we haven't done defensively that we did the other night, and that's what's frustrating, is that we're capable of playing better, and we just hadn't done it.
Right. And you look at the box score and the scoring summary. The Wolves got on the board first, ended the first quarter with a big drive. DeAndre Jackson Jr. a 3-yard run, capped off a 4-play, 67-yard drive. It was all DeAndre in this one. Most of it was about a 60-plus yard rush where he was able to just kind of hit that little squiggle we talk about and then found the hole and ran away from everybody. And then you look at it, East Central ties it up midway through the second quarter, and it didn't take any time for the Wolves to respond immediately. That thing we've been waiting for Zarian to do all year, he finally got that 98-yard kickoff return, and it kind of felt like at that point the Wolves had pulled all the momentum towards them, but unfortunately you allowed a tying drive there and to basically end the second quarter because it was 14-14 at half. What's the message to the guys knowing that you're going to come out and you're going to get the ball to start the second half, and you got to go and find a way to get the lead?
That's exactly right. We told them we get the ball, let's go out and do something with it. Let's put points on the board. You can set the momentum for the second half, and we just didn't get much of that going.
Yeah, and unfortunately in the second half they had a couple of big touchdown passes, both of those to Jenneret, and then a field goal late in the fourth quarter, and that's how you get to 31-14. It's kind of one of those performances where it's tough to find a lot of positive to say, but there are things out there. If we play this a little bit differently, if we have this right here, if you don't have the early interception, the game feels like it's totally different, and it's probably Co-Lin's to win.
Yeah, I mean, you can always as a coach you can point fingers at things, or people can point fingers at things, and we just didn't play as good a football game as we needed to play. We didn't play well up front. We didn't offensively. We didn't play as well as we needed to play at quarterback. There's always things, and not one thing ever has a chance or has an influence on the outcome. It's a team deal. Every time they look at the score, they're going to say did Co-Lin win or lose, and it's not me or you or us. It's did Co-Lin win.
Right. And then you look ahead. Unfortunately, we kind of know the season is over after this upcoming Thursday. Playoff picture has kind of been set. But the good news is you do still have one more game. You still do have a chance to get over 500. You welcome in the Tigers of Northeast in a non-South Division contest. But what do we know about the Tigers coming into this one? And it's going to be fun to be able to celebrate our sophomores as well, too. We'll have sophomore day for football band and our cheer squad as well too, so that's going to be a fun time as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited about our sophomores, trying to send them out with a win, and like I say, being 5-4 is a lot better than 4-5, and we've talked about that Sunday night already, and talked about it after the game Thursday night. So those things are hopefully our character and our things that we stand for, standard that we want to set, will come through Thursday night.
So you also want to, like as you mentioned, this sophomore group, you got to highlight the fact that this group was part of a team last year that finished 10-2, played for the state championship for the first time in about 12 years, and this season didn't become what you wanted it to be, but it doesn't diminish what last year was.
No, I mean this, everybody would love to have last year's record and football team, and that's why every year in this league it's a different turnover, it's different team, different players. you hope your freshmen are going to learn from the sophomores you had last year as far as being leaders this go round, and that's being able to build on a win. Freshmen going out 1-0 and starting for next season and going into spring football, and then, like I say, sending out the sophomores, on a good note.
So lots of things to look forward to on Friday. Again, unfortunately, this past week, the Wolves dropped their match against the Warriors 31-14. They finished South Division play right at 500 at 3-3, have a chance to be over 500, chance to finish 5-4 as they welcome in the Tigers of Northeast this Thursday. Ken and Kyle will be on the call for you on CoLinAthletics.com stream. We'll give you all that information as we have it. Don't forget, we've also got Lady Wolves and Wolves Soccer on the road on Tuesday against Southwest. We'll give you all that information on our socials as we get it, and hopefully some potential soccer playoffs this weekend as well too. Again, those will probably be Friday and or Saturday, but we'll give you all that information as we have it given to us. I'm Kevin Kyzar, Sports Information Coordinator here at Co-Lin. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next week.